and welcome to this week's Friday Focus. Myself, Graham Munsey, joined by David Harlow. David, thanks very much for joining us. I believe you're still feeling the after effects of a Tartan Army trip to Belgium.
Yeah, not quite there. I'm still a wee bit unwell, but we'll do our best. Same as the guys tonight. We're going to get through it, just enough to get through and no more.
I mean, some people would charge £1.50 a minute for a phone line with a voice like that, Davey. But this goes out pre-watershed, so we'll leave that alone. So we're going to reflect on the Monarchs. It's their 49-41 victory over the Redcar Bears. David, a tough match against a stuffy Bears team, but the Monarchs stuck to the task, and at the end of the day it's 3 points for the Monarchs, none for the Bears, and that's what you're looking for at the start.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's all about getting those wins and getting the 3 points in the bag. And then when you got 3 points in the bag, make sure they don't get a point as well. Redcar tucked in. They really tried hard. They came strong in the middle of the meeting. We thought we broke away from them again. They came back at us again. But getting that 4-2 in the last heat made sure they went home with nothing.
That's right, so a lot for us to discuss, and with that in mind we'll hear from both camps. We'll hear from returning Monarch Victor Palovaara, an absolute key performance by Victor tonight. We'll speak to Redcar Bears manager Ben Duffill, a slightly annoyed, shall we say, Ben Duffill, and we'll see the heat of the night, which was a cracking race in Heat 13 between Charles Wright, Michael Pamtoft, Ricky Wells and Cameron Heaps. So David, coming into tonight, it was one of those matches that I got asked earlier on today how I thought the match was going to go. I actually said I wasn't too sure. There was a lot of unknowns. Obviously, we know what the likes of Charles Wright and Michael Pamtoft can do here. From the Monarch side of you had Victor making a debut, you had a guest at reserve in Connor Coles, you had Josh coming back from injury. It was always going to be tough, but in the end we just managed there to dig deep, as you said earlier on, and we'll sort of look through the scorecard in a bit. But I guess overall it was the guys can take a bit of pride that they never let that slip when the heads could have went down at certain points on that match.
Yeah, as you say, there's a couple of moments there when Josh goes down to Heat 3 and he's hurt again, and poor lad's absolutely gutted, and if we lose him for another few weeks, that'll be a hard one for us to take. We got that, and just after that we were ahead, and then as you say, Redcar fought back, and Sunderland's is looking a bit dodgy, and we've had a few guys had some bike problems tonight as well. I mean, Victor's out on Cameron's bike at one point, and I think he might even, I'm going to say, broke his bike, but Cameron was looking for bits of it. Yeah, you mentioned that there, obviously, Josh. We caught up with Josh just off camera after the meeting. Josh was despondent. It is the shoulder again. He says he went down. It was the fall that did it. As he went down, I think he's maybe tried to catch it, and it's tweaked. So again, it'll be another few days maybe to see how the shoulder fares up, see how it is in the morning and stuff. Obviously, we're speaking here, 15-20 minutes after the match. We'll see, obviously keep an eye on our social media to see if Josh is riding the rest of the weekend, but I'd suggest at the minute, and I don't think I'm speaking out of turn when I say I think that's doubtful, and from his point of view it's maybe better just to give it a couple of days at the very least. Yeah, it was maybe a wee bit early, but you know what these riders are like, they're desperate to be back on a bike. He's over here to be racing Speedway bikes, he's not here to be standing watching like you and I, you know, he's here to be racing, and you can see in his face how disappointed he is that again. So that was a negative. We'll turn it now to the positives, and welcome back Victor Palovaara, straight in the team at 13 points, top score, wins Heat 1, wins Heat 15. Thank you very much. Oh, absolutely brilliant. And I mean, I think I don't know if it was in his second race when his clutch went, so he's 2 races when he's dropped points. He's actually had some bike problems, or he's been on another rider's bikes. The 4 races where he's been on his own bike, on his top, he's out the gate, won by an absolute mile with some of the fastest times of the season as well.
Yep, and we caught up with Victor after the match. So Victor, first day back with the Monarchs and 13 points. You must be pretty happy with that?
Yeah, it feels good. I had a good start, so it makes it a little bit easier, but I was nervous before the meeting, so it was good to get a good one, the first one.
And then your second race looked like maybe the bike went, you came out, I think it was on Cameron's bike, and your third race, what happened there?
The clutch arm came off, so it's like a little mushroom in there that fell out. So the clutch wasn't coming in, and then I tried to fix it before the heat, but didn't know what was wrong, so I had to take the clutch out and then fix it. So that's why I had to borrow his bike. So it was nice of him to lend me the bike.
And did something happen when you're on Cameron's bike? Because I seen him out looking for a bit on the bike after, or was he just looking for your clutch because he knew you were out again in the next one?
No, I think he said something on the forks came off on his bike there, so so it was. I probably brought a little bad luck there, but it was good. It was nice of him to lend me the bike there, and it's a little bit different to ride someone else's bike. But I think I was lucky to get a point, so that's good.
Overall, though, obviously it's been a few weeks now since you were reintroduced to the team. We've had rain-offs, we've had the Scottish Open, but you must be glad to be back. And you've always said last year you wanted to be a Monarch, and you must be glad to be back.
Yeah, it feels good to be back. I wanted to be back in the beginning of the year, but I take everything I can, and it was good to finally be able to get into the team. It's a shame with Seji that he got injured there, but that's what happened. So I hope he get better soon, and then we'll see what happens.
And you and Ricky straight back into that partnership with a 5-1 in Heat 1.
Yeah, that's good. It's good for him to score some bonus points now.
It was a tough match overall, obviously. Redcar kept us honest all the way through. We won by 8 points in the end, so Redcar go away with nothing. But when you've got a team like Charles Wright, Michael Pamtoff, some good racers, it was a tough match out there.
Yeah, they're good riders, all of them, and they ride good around here. And so I think it's good for the sport that is tight meetings. So that's what we need, and it's good for us as well to be able to. We have to ride on our top, so it's good for the future.
And then obviously we go to Redcar on Saturday night. I think we won there by 20 something points last year. You had a good meeting, hoping for more of the same.
Yeah, I hope so. It's a nice track. I've only been there first time last year, so it was a really nice track. It's fun to ride it, so I'm looking forward to tomorrow.
Well, thanks very much for speaking to Victor, and good to see you back. So, David, Victor, delighted to be back, and on form like that, we're delighted to have him. As you mentioned there, his clutch went in his second race. He tried to put it back in, and then he goes out on Cameron's and a wee bit falls off that. Actually, I caught up with Cameron after the match again just to see how he was, and he says he's upset about his starts here. He thinks he's getting too much torque, so he's put it's actually a motocross device. It's a whole shot device, which is whoever makes a start in motocross. Anyone who watches motocross will know I don't when they hear me talking about this. And that was the bit that came off, and that's why he was out on the track in the middle looking for it. But 13 point from Victor. Was it 4 race wins? 4 race wins. Well, we can't ask for any more, and hopefully that's the kind of form that can G up the rest of the guys. We've maybe been missing something in the second string position, and that's what we need.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Joel's picked up a couple of good points as well with some passes and exactly what we wanted. When it was looking a bit dodgy, and Victor had his 2 minutes and he 8, and you're thinking, going into 9 and 10, is he going to be okay? And he bounces out of both of them with brilliant wins, 2 5-1s, and suddenly we're looking like we're going to dominate again.
You mentioned that there, it's one of those matches whereby, I don't mean to degrade anyone, but Redcar, our team, I would expect us to beat here when you look at it on paper. Redcar stuck to the task very well. Jordan Stewart impressive with 7. Charles Wright, I think, had 2 wins on the way to an 8-point score, was it? 7-point score and 2 wins.
Charles Wright's probably summed up their team. He's been 5-1 in his first race, then won 2 really good wins, but in Heat 13 and Heat 15 he's ended up last, although he wasn't happy about Heat 15 decision he's been.
No, I don't think Willie Dishington will be on Charles Wright's Christmas card list anytime soon.
No, and from all accounts, Willie got it right on this occasion, but Charles Wright wasn't happy, that's for sure.
Yeah, and you can see how much that means to him. Everyone would say, it's the meeting's won, but actually that Ricky Wells passing Charles Wright on the line in Heat 15 was the difference between Redcar going away with a point. And when you think that's Redcar's first league match of the season, to get an away point at Armadale would have been a really good start for them.
Yeah, I mean, as he's gone out, he said, that's a point you've cost us, that's actually the ones he's using. So, I mean, so they know points like this make a difference. It'll be the same for us going tomorrow night. I mean, where we are at the minute as a team, picking up any points is good. We want to go there and win, obviously, but it's all about picking up these odd points here and there and making sure come the end of the season we're there and thereabouts, because you don't need to win the league to win the championship.
And another man that echoed Charles Wright's frustrations was Redcar boss Ben Duffill. I caught up with him after the match. So Ben, so near you so far, getting to Heat 14. 3-all in Heat 15 we're done and just pipped a 9. You must be a wee bit disappointed with that in the end.
Yeah, very disappointed. We don't think Charles did get pipped on the line. Charles certainly didn't feel so, but the referee disagreed.
Overall, though, obviously first league match of the season, it would have been nice to get a point, but you must be encouraged by the team's overall performance.
Yeah, especially since we haven't been riding for, it's about a month now since we've actually had a team fixture. So it was encouraging to see performances, throughout the team, and it's something to build on, especially at a tight technical track like Edinburgh. It's always going to be difficult to come to, though. Admittedly, he did have some bad luck tonight, and obviously best wishes to Josh Pickering as well.
I looked almost like the Redcar riders were quicker out the gate. Was that sort of predetermined that you were set up in such a way that you get out the gate and then see where you would finish, or was it just your guys were just on it from the traps?
I actually feel as though, to be honest, you made as many starts as we did, really. It was tough to pass out there tonight, so I would say from that you could take the indication we didn't start quite as often as you feel we did. But a tough one for us. Lots of positives to take away. We move on and hopefully we can pick up 3 points tomorrow. You
mentioned that on to tomorrow, first home match of the season. Like anything in this league, you have to stay unbeaten at home and pick up what you can away. So 3 points, absolute minimum you'll be looking for tomorrow night.
Absolutely. That's always the aim, is to try and keep a clean sheet at home. It's very difficult for us to do that at Redcar because our track's so fair, really, and riders tend to look forward to coming and racing at Redcar. So a tough ask, but that's what we got to do if we want to be successful. So yeah.
Thanks very much. I'm lucky not to take anything tonight. So it's amazing, David, how I guess if you're on different sides of the fence, you see a match different way. I would have said over the course of the match that Redcar routinely outgated the Monarchs. Ben Duffill disagreed with me.
Yeah, I think the same as you, obviously, and that's, then some of the gate, as you said earlier, Cameron, for one reason or another, he's just not getting out of the gate here, and it's really making it hard for him, and Willie Loss is another one. Any points he's getting is going to have to come from the back, and you've got to make it easier for yourself, and Redcar were on it, especially during that sort of heats 5 to 9, and with a wee bit better luck and a better wind, they probably could have picked up at least a point.
That's it. The way the meeting started, I think the Monarchs were 15-9 up after 4, and that was including Josh coming down, win on a 5-1. So at that point, you're actually thinking, right, this is going to be reasonably comfortable tonight. We're now looking at that sort of standard 16, sort of 15, 16, 17, 18 point win. Fair play to Redcar, you look over the score chart. They then packed in 4-2, 4-2, 4-2, 3-3 for Redcar, 4 heats in a row from heats 5 through 8, got themselves back to all square. And at that point, it was looking tight. The Monarchs had that a lot about Palovaara, obviously, we'd spoken about an engine failure. The clutch had went. But then the big heats 9 and 10, 2 5-1s for the Monarchs, and that's what turned the match in the end.
Yeah, as we said already, that's where Victor's come out and he's won those two heats. Won those 2 heats, won them well, but Redcar weren't done then. No. He came out in heats 11 and 12, picked up a couple of 4-2s. Suddenly it's looking dodgy again. They got their tactical substitute to get that there, and it went down to the big boys in heats 13 and 15 to make sure it happened. And our boys turned up this week.
Well, that's it. He said that they're testament to the Bears. They never gave up. Heats 11 and 12, they got those 4-2s. There was only 4 points in it going into heat 13. Heat 13 are a race of the night. We'll see that now.
Heat 13 has now become very important. Charles Wright goes from gate 1, Ricky Wells gate 2, Michael Palmtoft gate 3, and Cameron Heaps gate 4. Wells away well this time, but Palmtoft's got him lined up there, and Palmtoft's gone inside him, and Heaps is at the back. Terrific riding by Palmtoft, but a superb effort by Wells. And Heaps has also come past Wright. The Monarchs fighting back. Great work by Ricky Wells there to regain the lead. Palmtoft's keeping up the challenge. Wright's tailed off now. Wells straining every muscle to stay ahead of Palmtoft. That was an excellent ride by Wells. Looked as though he'd allowed Palmtoft to get ahead. Well, he did, but Wells got it back with a great bit of riding on that top bend there. 4-2 to the Monarchs. They extend their lead to 6 points and breathe a little bit more easily.
So heat 13, they're a race tonight. Maybe not a classic in the way of some of the ones we've seen in the last few weeks, with some of Josh's rides and things like that. But at the time, an absolute key 4-2 for the Monarchs, and a big one when Palmtoft, I think it was, got in front of Ricky for, oh, here we go. But Ricky stuck to his task well, and Heaps at the back, battling well to get that third as well.
Yeah, no, definitely. As you said, we're off the back of two heat losses, and it's started looking a bit dodgy, and we're behind, and we made sure we got that 4-2, which gives a little bit of gap and pushes on the end of the meet.
It gave us a breathing room. Heat 14, we get the 3-all, the meeting's won. Heat 15, the job's to make sure Redcar don't get any points, and as we spoke about earlier on, Ricky Wells gets that third place on the line. Keep an eye out on the Monarch social media and website. I'm sure we'll get pictures up of that when we have them to see if Mr. Dishington got the decision right. I was on the back straight at the time. I'm biased. From my point of view, it looked like Ricky got it, but I guess the camera never lies. We'll see that at some point.
Yeah, myself as well. I mean, my view wasn't perfect, but I thought he was there. And again, it's back to the finish line is about 5 yards ahead of the start line. Does that make a difference? Maybe it made a difference in the earlier race as well. Our guys know to keep going, and a vital point got us. We got 3 points. Redcar got 0. Yeah.
Yep. So in summary, as we say, 49-41 to the Monarchs. The start of a big weekend for the Monarchs. We head to Redcar. I guess tonight, as it'll be when you're watching this on Saturday morning, a track that traditionally we've done well on. We'll see how the team winds up. Obviously, with Josh out, and I don't know, did we announce, I guess, during the week for if Luke was back or not? I can't remember if I seen that. Just keep an eye on that, and then of course Sunday down to Peterborough for the 4. So a big weekend, and one that we really could do to kickstart a season. Obviously, we mentioned it was Redcar's first match of the season. This is only the Monarch's third match of the league campaign. We want a run of fixtures, we want a run of victories, and then we'll see where we are in a few weeks' time about this playoffs.
Yeah, definitely. And we saw, not just in the Redcar match last year, but in the fours last year at Redcar, our guys will look good. Joe was looking very good there, and hopefully Victor picks up the way he was tonight, goes like that, got a chance tomorrow, and then we go on Sunday. Not sure who our four will definitely be at the moment, but we're there.
Yeah, we didn't have Ricky Wells last year and we came second, so who knows what we can do on the day.
Exactly, and I'm sure it'll be a good day for those travelling down, and hopefully Monarchs can put on a good show, get to the final, and maybe come away with a win. You never know.
Who knows? So, for those that aren't going to either two matches over the weekend, as always, keep an eye on the Monarch's official website at Redcar for the updates. As for Sunday, I'm not sure if the official website will have updates or not. We're still waiting for confirmation of that, but at the very least, we'll have it linked in on the social media. Just a couple of last bits for us to finish off. The Excellent from Cinder to Shale Museum has another open day this weekend, David?
Yeah, Sunday the 23rd, that's this Sunday. It's open again, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. out at Lonehead on Edgefield Road for your sat-navs, the CH20 9TB. It's some of the best collections. I've been there a few times. It's absolutely brilliant.
It doesn't matter how many times I go, I see something different every time I go. I find something else that interests me, whether it's the displays take the eye catch, but whether it's the books or the pictures or the old memorabilia. Excellent. And David, if we put your Fans Trust head on for a second, obviously the Fans Trust draw 12th of June, I believe. July, 12th of July.
That's 12th of July, yeah, so we're still selling tickets. £500 first prize, lots of other prizes are on the website. Keep a lookout for that. Not only for that, but next week against the Glasgow Tigers, we're going to make our regular monthly payment, and that will actually mean we cross over the £100,000 mark that we've donated to the Monarch. So thank you to our members. We'll do a little bit next week on that. But but remember to return your tickets as well for the draw ahead of the 12th of July.
Absolutely remarkable. £100,000 raised for Monarch. So David, I guess there's not too much left for us to talk to. The sun, which has been up all night, is now going down. The midges are coming in to attack us. I'm sure we'll wake up with a bunch of bites. But as always, thanks very much for joining us, and we'll see you again next week when those pesky Tigers come to town. Thanks very much.